So yang ni the screen is from your textbook page 132. 132. Okay, linear equations in two variables. Okay, so today you're going to basically learn what is linear equation in two variables. You're going to identify the linear equation in two variables. Okay, and then we are also going to learn on how to solve linear equation in two variables. Okay, so first let's look at this exploration activity 1. So you have 6p plus 4q. Okay, so you have 6p plus 4q equivalent to 9. Then the second card you have x minus 2y over 3 equivalent to 7. Then you have 3h subtract 1 equivalent to 5k. Okay, so from this class, these equations are known as, first thing, you still remember linear equations. Okay, linear equation means the power of each variable is 1. Maksudnya, if you have 6p plus 4q equivalent to 9, this is linear. But if you have p square, okay, kalau p square ataupun p to the power of 2, this is not linear. Why not linear? Because the power of variable p is equivalent to 2. Okay, so q, the variable is equivalent to, the power of the variable is equivalent to 1. But for p it is 2. So that is the reason why this is not linear equation. Okay, so class, you have to know when you have linear, the most important thing about linear is when you have the variable, the power of the variable should be always equivalent to 1. Okay, so when you see linear equations in two variables, it simply means that it has two variables. So what are the variables that you have here? Okay, let's see this in detail. Okay, so you have 6p, one variable, q is the second variable. So that's the reason why this is linear equation with two variables. You have x, one variable, 2y over 3 is the second variable. Okay, this next card, you have 3h, one variable, and then you have 5k as the second variable. Okay, so do you understand, class, what it means by linear equation in two variables? Please respond. Any one of you? Do you understand? Okay, so I assume you understand. Okay, we shall continue, class. Linear equation in two variables can be written in a general form. So this is a very important general form that you should know. Okay, ax plus by is equivalent to c. Okay, so a and b are non-zero. So a and b cannot be zeros. Why it cannot be zero? Okay, example, if going to take a x, means if a is equivalent to 0, it will mean 0 multiply x, where you will get 0. So when you get 0, so it will mean that ax is not there anymore. Artinya nanti you tak ada two variable, you will only have one variable. Understand, class? Okay, so which of the following linear equation two variable is written in the general form? Okay, so this is written in general form. This is written in general form. Okay, and is this written in general form? This is not. Why it's not? Because the 5k, the one with the variable, is on the other side of the equal sign. So if you're going to bring it together, if you're going to change the format, this is how it will be. Minus 5k equivalent to 1. Okay, class. So let's look at example 6. So now I will be sharing my, okay, let's look at example 6. So we will be doing example 6 on my board here. Okay, explain whether each of the following equations are linear equations in two variables. Okay, so is this linear equation in two variable? Anyone? Guys, can I have somebody to answer this question? Guys, you can unmute to answer.
Yes.
Okay, so is this a variable? Is this linear equation in two variables? Yes. Okay, what about question B? Is this linear equation in two variables? Is this linear equation in two variables?
No.
No, very good. Why no? Because if you see here, it is x square, means x power of 2. So the power is raised to 2. Sebab tu dia bukan linear. Okay, next. C. Is this a linear equation in two variable? Question C.
No.
Variable? Okay, so let me teach you how. 2k plus 16 is equivalent to 5k. Okay, so if you look at this, 2k and 5k is similar. Okay, so they are similar terms. I'm sorry. They are similar terms. Okay, so if they are similar terms, okay, so if they are similar terms, then they are actually, it is linear equation, tapi it doesn't have two variable, it only has one variable, class. So this is an example. So this is actually no, because it has only one variable, which is k. Okay, next question D. Yes or no? One variable, two variable. So the answer is yes. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, going back to okay guys. Are you able to see the textbook screen again, class? No? Yes? I think no, I think. No, just give me a moment. Let me just stop sharing again. Okay. All right. Okay. So guys, so we'll continue. So I'm done with example 6. Okay, self-priority 6.2a. Explain whether each following equation are linear equation in two variables. Yeah, h minus 7k. Alright, so h is one variable, two variables. So the answer here is yes, because. So bila you tell yes, you have to tell why. So because the equation has two variables, which is h and k, and the power of each variable is 1. So that's how you explain. So please refer to example 6 to explain. Okay, so look at question B, question C, and question D. So this will be your homework. Okay guys, this will be your homework for today. Okay, 6.2a, just simple. You just have to explain whether the following equations are linear or not. If you are going to, if we are doing the discussion here, you don't need to do the homework, but I see poor respondents from you, those who respond. So I think I will go on. Okay, so how do you form an equation into variable? So again, same rules as what you have learned before this. Read the question, understand, and identify. Okay, so let's look at example 7. The difference between two numbers. Okay, so there is the difference. So difference, what is the operation for difference? Subtraction between two numbers. That means you don't know what's the number, so x subtract y is equivalent to 18. Okay, the X and Y, it can be X and Y, it can be P and Q, it can be anything, guys. So don't really worry about the letters that you use. Okay, anything would do as long as you understand the concept of the question. Okay, next question. The amount of pocket money saved by Ahmad is RMX and the amount of pocket money saved by Norita is RMY. RMX and RMY. Their total saving is RM600 ringgit. Okay, so that means X plus Y. So remember, when you're writing linear equations or any equations, you do not put the units in. Okay, RM tu kita tak tulis sebab dia adalah unit ya. Because you don't want to get confused with the unit and the variables. Okay, so the answer will be X plus Y equivalent to 600. Okay, next question. A bus and a van can accommodate M and N passengers respectively. The total number of passengers for 2 buses and 5 vans is 100. Okay, so bus can fit in M. Van can fit in N. Okay, so that's the reason why it becomes 2, because they say 2 buses plus with 5 vans. Okay, but remember guys, even though tadi teacher beritahu the letters can be whatever as long as it suits with the question, but you have to remember, if the letters, the variable has been named, nanti kita tak boleh ubah. Tak boleh lah ubah. You don't like M and N, you nak ubah A dan B, no. Okay, if in the question the letters are given, it's recommended for you to use the same letters. Okay, alright. So example 8. Okay, example 8 is another example which I want you to read on your own, try to understand. So I will be giving you exercise from self-practice 6.2b, okay, which is probably I'll be giving you question number 1. Okay, A, B, C, and D. Okay, so guys, the next thing is, how do you determine the possible solution of linear equation in 2 variables? Okay, to solve linear equation in 2 variables, there is a few methods. Okay, but before we go deep into the methods, I want to teach you what is the way people would have find for the solution. Okay, how people would have started to find for a solution. Okay, so untuk yang ni, just before I move on to the next page, class, I want you to go through this part of your textbook where you have guidance on how to use your scientific calculator to determine the values of solution. Okay, so please look through this and see if you know how to solve the question using the calculator. But again, using a calculator is just an alternative. In your exams, you still have to show your workings. Okay, so yang ni hanya just to recheck. You may use this to recheck your answers, or else you may use this method when you are doing objective questions. So other than that, you are not recommended to use calculator. So calculator is just a way to nak pastikan your answer is correct before you move on to the next question. Okay, class? Alright, so for this, I'm going to go back to the other page. Okay, so let's do this. Write 3 pairs of solutions for 2x plus y equivalent to 6. So untuk ni kan, you have to understand. Okay, so here you have 3 terms. First term is 2x, second term is y, and then you have the solution as 6. Okay, so 2x plus with y gives you 6. So you are going to find 3 possible solutions. So let's try. Can x be 1? So if x is 1, 2 multiply with 1. Can y be 2? Okay, so kalau y is 2, so artinya 2 plus 2, do you get 6? No, you don't get 6. Okay, so let's try with another example. Probably what happens if actually x is actually equivalent to 2 and y is equivalent to 1. Okay, so let's try this. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So this is not the answers as well. Okay. Oh, sorry. This was 4, right? Okay. So third possible. Okay, maybe. Okay, this is almost done. This is 4. This is 5. Okay, let me give a try again. So 2. This is 2, and this becomes 2. Okay, so y is equivalent to 2. So apa jawapan alternative that you use here is x is 2, y is also 2. Okay, so let's do 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 2. Yes, okay, you got the answer. So what it means is one of the possible pairs or solution for 2x plus y is x equivalent to 2 and y equivalent to 2. Ni baru kita jumpa satu solution. Okay, let's look at other solution. Okay, so other solutions, okay, maybe I would like to try. Okay, I already know how to do it. So what are the numbers? So lepas tu kita buat kajian balik. We have to research a bit. So you need 4 and 2 to get 6. So how can you get 6? You need 4 and plus 2, you can get 6. You can get 6 also by adding 3 and 3. But then the problem is 3, this is a even number. So even numbers don't make into odd numbers yet. Okay, so that means I'm going to try another alternative, which is I'm going to put x as equivalent to 1 and y is equivalent to 4. So now y is equivalent to 4. Okay, now I'm going to see. Okay, 2 plus 4 is 6. So this is also a possible pair of solution. Okay, faham ya kelas? So ni adalah trial and a trial method. So in trial method, you might get it wrong, then you redo and you try to match the correct possible solutions. Okay, so this takes a bit of time because you have to be very good at guessing and making connection. Faham ya? So I already got my second answer, which is x equivalent to 1 and y is equivalent to 4. Okay, so other solution that I might have is, okay, what happens if x is 0 and then y is equivalent to 6? I still get the answer. So 2 times 0 and then 6. So I still get 6 because 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 6 is 6. Okay, so 1 solution, 2 solution, 3 solution. Okay guys, so this is 3 possible solution, but we are not sure which is the correct. Not correct, that means which is the solution needed by the question. Okay, tapi contoh ni adalah contoh dia when you are finding for possible pair of solution ya class. So let's go back to your textbook. Okay, example 10. Let's try example 10. Okay, let's try example 10. Okay, Osman has bought a total of 5 jerseys from Harimau team and Kancil team. What are the possible numbers of jerseys that can be bought for each team? Okay, so that means what you have here is, okay, so they have given X as Harimau team and Y as Kancil team. And what is the equation? Ini penting, you have to know what is the connection. So connection is X plus Y is equal to 5. Why 5? Sebab dia kata what? 5 jerseys only. So how can you get 5? 1 plus 4. 2 plus 3. Okay, what else? 3 plus 2 and 4 plus 1. So these are all the possible solution. Okay, possible maksudnya we not sure, kita tak ada lagi maklumat, tapi kemungkinan. This is probably the possibilities. Maybe he only bought 1 jersey from Harimau team and 4 jerseys from Kancil team. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe he bought 4 jerseys from Harimau team and only 1 jersey from Kancil team. Okay guys, so this is how you find for possible pairs of solution. Okay, so let's go back to your textbook. So 6.2c, teacher, maybe you will be doing only one exercise here, question number 2. Okay, all right guys, how do you, we are going to move on. How do you represent graphically linear equation in 2 variables? Okay, so in order to do this guys, I think I have introduced GeoGebra application to you. Okay, so GeoGebra application gives you a visual interpretation of your graph. Okay, if the other way around, you may also draw the graph. Okay, so Tina, you know how to draw your linear graph, right? So when you draw the linear graph, you can see the connections. Okay, so guys, in order to do this, today teacher will be using GeoGebra. Okay, so let's go to the app. So how do you go to the app? Okay, when you go to the app, you may also download the app in your phone. Okay, GeoGebra. Okay, so this is the app. Alright, so I already have the app on my screen, so I'm going to show you the one which is on my screen here. Okay, GeoGebra Classic. Okay, so let's do our graphs. Okay, so what is the first equation for the graph? X. Okay, subtract y equivalent to -2. Okay, so this is the graph. This is the first graph. Okay, so let's look at the second graph. Okay, the second graph is, okay guys, you are looking at page 136. Okay, okay, the second graph is x subtract 2y equivalent to 8. So this is the second graph. Okay, then you have equation 3. Okay, equation 3 is x plus y equivalent to -5. So this is your third graph, and then the last graph 2x plus y equivalent to 2. Okay, so guys, you may also draw this graph, okay, on a graph paper. So when you do it on a graph paper, probably you could see what I mean by this. Okay, so these are all the graphs. Okay, so graph 1, graph 2, graph 3, and graph 4. So guys, when you are looking from this result, so what do we really see? All the graphs are straight line. Okay, of course it's straight line because the equation given are all linear equations. So bila dia linear equation, of course you will get a straight line. Okay, so guys, the next thing that you see is, okay, some of the graphs actually cross each other. Okay, example, equation 4, okay, crosses equation 1 and equation 2. So all these points that you see, okay, let me just click on this. All these points that you see, point A, point B, point C, point D, okay, these are all the solution for equation 1 and equation 2, equation 3 and equation 4. So if you look at the answers here, right guys, so when you have graph, right, so you may also find the answers. Maksudnya the possible value of x and y using a graph. Okay, so I want you to actually try doing page 136 ni kan. Try to draw the graph. Okay, sebab sekarang ni teacher tak draw the teacher just use the application sahaja. So you take a piece of graph paper. Okay, try to construct the graph A, B, C and D. Fill up the table first. Bila you dah fill up the table, you can complete the graph. So once you plot the graph, I want you to actually see what's the shape of the graph. I want you to compare the shape of the graph and then find, okay, and see what's the discussion there. Okay, boleh tak? You have to see that. Okay, now teacher just show you because visually this gives you a better view. Okay, it's a better view how this graph will turn out to be. Okay, class. So let's look at self-practice 6.2D. Okay, so which of the following diagrams represent graphically a linear equation in two variables. So remember, linear equation gives you a straight line. One variable or two variable, you still get a straight line. Okay, so because you get a straight line, so out of diagram A, diagram B and diagram C, which is a linear equation in two variable?